All right.
That's okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Satya, for that beautiful, beautiful expression of compassion. I can't imagine a more powerful expression, actually, one that actually keeps someone alive. And for me, what I love about the Charter for Compassion is uh, how there's so many paths to that compassion. There's so many ways of manifesting compassion. There's so many ways of expressing and being compassion from and the whole broad spectrum of what every single human being has to offer, whether it's at a deep spiritual or highly intellectual place, whether it's sitting in prayer, whether it's literally with a shovel that has, making a path for somebody else, whatever it is, it all fits here. It all belongs here. Whether it also includes advocating, getting involved in the political arena, getting involved in the education arena. I mean, you all each represent that too in a different way. So I just wanted to illustrate that, Satya, what a beautiful expression of compassion that was, and as also a way of giving you a little bit more insight about the Charter at the same time. Okay, Brenda, would you like to check in? You're on your way to Oakland, is that what I hear? Oh, you're muted. Here, I'll unmute you.
That's me.
There you go.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to go spend time because Nemo Patel has brought this tour, and I just posted it. The young children from India who are touring the country, they're orphans, and so I'm going to go spend the night and day with Marilyn King, who is also a 3-time Olympian pentathlete, and I met her through another friend, and so she's looking into joining us as an ambassador, and we've become friends, and so we're going to go support the group, and so that's tomorrow and tomorrow night, so that'll be really beautiful. And so I put up there the link on our chat so that you could look out and see their tour and see if they're coming to your area. These young children, the tickets are $10 to go visit, see their beautiful presentation. And the other thing is just to support them. It's a beautiful video that Nemo put together on Facebook about them and then their tour. So that link there. And then we just wrapped up. I apologize for being so absent on the calls. Life was very full because we were presenting as part of the first annual, an event that we were supporting in Compassionate Sacramento. We put on the Compassionate Living and Dying Symposium on Saturday. And so I was busy, along with my other work, also then training facilitators. Because we had 21 facilitators at different tables where people then came in and we did circle work. And so I was able to also lift up the circle work that we've been doing, Million Circle and Alchemy and all of that, and do that work in such a beautiful environment. The quality of people at this symposium was absolutely beautiful. I put a link there. It's the first annual. We had a death doula come, Alua, and speak. And then Laura Hansen spoke about compassion in our city. And then I spoke about sacred circles, and another friend spoke about compassionate listening. We had, I also led us in a process that is called the 3 Gs of grief, gratitude, and grace, which is a movement process to help you clear the cells of your body and move through what we actually experience every day. We always have loss. And so how do we acknowledge that every day and move it through? It's kind of like gleaning all the time, because then when the big tsunami, not to make a joke about it, but when that comes, which is, we're all water, then we don't get pulled under and drown. Because that happens to people, and they shut down and they don't know how to deal with things because they haven't created a compassionate life. So it's really about how do we do that and slow down. So that's, my check-in with how do we slow down and stop being such bullies in an adrenalized world? Because it doesn't feel good. And I become a recipient of that also in this world, and I think most people do, and it's really out of our order. It's out of the nature of who we are. So I'm complete.
Great, thank you. Yeah, it's amazing work, and thank you for posting the Jai Jagat tour. This is a tour that they bring every year around the world. These kids are slum children. They actually identify kids that are like the most vulnerable in the community, and they spend a lot of time giving them skills of performance, how to dance, how to sing, how to perform, but along the way, the things that they're dancing and singing and performing are about unity, about one love, about a world that works for everyone. And then they go around on the road, and I mean they raise money to take the kids to Disneyland. I mean, let alone getting on an airplane. Can you imagine? And they stay in different homes. Our women's group, Sarah, got them their visas one year, and then they're staying, when they're here in Southern California, they're staying at a very good friend of mine. So they do have these communities all around the world that these children experience what it's like to be in a different place, and it's that experience that now you just totally expand their world. So I'm going to see them a week from Saturday, Brenda. They're coming to Redondo Beach a week from Saturday. So I'm so excited. That's the weekend I'm moving. The truck comes the Friday before. So I pray that I told him, I'm going to do everything I can to get there. But we'll see. And David and Daniel Nahman too. So find out if Daniel Nahman would be there, because he's a brother.
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, good. So hopefully you'll see him too. So yeah, look at this link here that Brenda put up, and I didn't know if you also have a Jagat tour that's in there, so I just threw it up there.
Yeah, the reason I didn't put the tour link is that the beautiful video on Facebook that I did link to is not on the tour page, and yet you can get to the tour page, but you get to the backstory.
Got it. Thank you. Good. I suspected as much. I just didn't know if that also led you there. So good. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, that is a beautiful story. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Susan, hi. Oh, no, Greta.
I'm here.
I'm going to come back to you. Okay, I'm sorry, Greta. Well, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Susan. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go in order of appearance, but that's fine. Go ahead, Susan. How are you? Sorry. Forgive me.
Well, hello, everyone, and hi, Satya. And it looks like we have Greta here as well. And hello, Brenda and Namrata and Sandy. I got about maybe 5 hours sleep, but it's such a beautiful morning here, and I'm looking at these things that I was gifted over the weekend.
Wow.
And this beautiful abalone heart shell.
Oh, wow.
We had our, what we called our pond tribute and celebration. And so this was something that I organized, and I've never done anything like that in my life before. And, it comes out of my experiences at the Parliament, really, and with alchemy. We did a water ceremony.
Oh,
and we had 5 spiritual leaders do blessings on the water, and we had, this is a town of population about 2,000, maybe, maybe a bit more. And then there's more in the outlying areas, but we had about 50 people show up, and this is a really good turnout for anything around here. Yeah, it was quite an amazing experience. And yeah, it's not a big focus on women and girls there, but it's coming out of my work here, really, you know. So I had public, you know, speaking and leadership experience there that I've not done before in the public, you know, in a community setting. And so I'm really feeling like this whole compassion thing is bringing me to new places, and it's all about community and bringing people together who are really really divided here in the community. And the water and the survival of our species and, you know, all of that. So our pond, we had a pond celebration because our pond dried up 2 years ago.
Oh,
We
wow.
used to have this beautiful pond. It was filled with ducks and birds and fish, and people would take their kids there for an outing. It's in the very center of town. We have one stop sign, okay? This is, you know, so at the stop sign, there's the park and there's the pond. And it's been dry for 2 years now, and people are mourning the loss, but they don't know. I think they go into denial about that. And so I thought if we could bring it out into the open, then we could better deal with it as a community. Anyway, it was really amazing. And I invited this Chumash guy. He came and did a dolphin dance in his regalia, and it was very moving. So I think that's just really consumed me over the last 2 weeks, you know, the last week leading up to it. And then afterwards, I sort of had this, you know, sort of long period of kind of a recovery, you know, decompressing. And what else? And, you know, I'm taking the compassionate integrity training, facilitator training. So.
Has that been helping you? Would you touch on that for a moment? About the compassion integrity? Has that helped you through this process, Susan?
What was your question?
Has the CIT training helped you through the process that you've been experiencing?
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing. So first we did the compassionate integrity training. So it's 10 weeks. And so, you know, I went through the motions. I did the readings. I attended the meetings, you know, I did some of the practices, but I wasn't like devoted to it or anything. And now since I'm contemplating facilitating these classes, I really have to devote myself to it and really, you know, really understand what I'm learning, you know, and yeah, it's changing. Something is changing, and it's making it my empathy for people moving outward and growing. And sometimes it's painful, but so I will tell you about a little experience at the pond tribute. We went down to the turtle. Some people had done this stone turtle in the dry pond. So we went down in there with our water and made a circle around it. And we had our cups of water. We were going to pour into the pond and do a prayer, our individual prayers there. And this guy, my co-organizer, came up to me and said, "This young woman wants to say something." And so I went over to her, and trusting in who knows what, trusting in the spirit of the event, I said, "Go ahead." and she started proselytizing and saying, Jesus is my savior. And, you know, sort of said some things like, indicating that her pastor would not really approve of this heathen ceremony. But she was really not being negative. She was saying, this is all new to me, and this is I see people coming together as a community, and it's the best thing I could ever see, you know. And that was what I wanted to happen. I wanted people to feel like they could speak in our community out publicly. And so I was able to give these people an opportunity to do that, where I felt like people in our community have been silent.
Susan, I just want to stop you there if I could for a moment, because you've said so much, and it really deserves a big round of applause and gratitude and bows, deep bows to you for bringing such beautiful healing to the community, as is what you did, Brenda, too, bringing such important healing around the concept of grief and grieving and moving through life cycles, whether it's the death of a loved one or the death of a pond or a death of a community. And you both have reignited life again. And Susan, I remember when you were telling us about the about the pond when we first came together, and there was some conversation, and it was said here again that, well, you really didn't do much around women. This doesn't have anything to do with women.
Well, it has a lot to do. We had 4 of the 5 blessers were women, and
Wow.
it brought out all of these, and all of the organizers were women. And, you know, there's the water, and, you know, there's the earth.
And that's my point, is that so while you're not up there talking about women's empowerment, or you're not about talking about improving conditions and advancing solutions for women and girls, whenever you talk about community, whenever you talk about water, whenever you talk about life, you are driving home the point subliminally, or, you know, at any particular level, that at the core of it, you can't have life without women. And water. And I'm going to take a second here. This is I was going to share with it in my check-in, but I'm just going to share this with you. On Easter Sunday, I spoke at the Vedanta Center.
Yay.
Wow.
On Easter Sunday about Passover, which was an interfaith experience by all means. And and so what I did not know was that there was a woman in the congregation who had a pad of paper and a set of colored pencils, and she was processing by drawing. And afterwards, she came up to me in the parking lot and wanted me to see her drawings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I didn't know you were doing this. How did she process? I'm going to show you one where I was talking about Miriam, the story of Miriam in the Passover story. Miriam is the most underrated hero in the entire Torah. And she was Moses' sister. And she's the one that kept the spirit alive when the people were walking through the desert for 40 years. And also, I mean, she kept everyone's spirit and also led everyone to the water. Yet she gets very little playtime on the Torah. But I'm going to show you a picture of how that was. Oh, and also because she uses the tambourine as her spirit. And I know I'm kind of hijacking what you were saying, Susan, but I'm going to come back around. I'm making
fine.
This is
Wow.
how she
Woman and
how she processed. And I'll put this on the I'm driving and you can't see, but that's what she got from this. And the statement I made: you can't have life without water and women.
Andy, this is confirmation. I definitely want to do the women's the coloring book for water, the water charter. That was just confirmation right there. So I want to definitely talk to Chief Phil, and I want to definitely talk to the grandmothers. And that was just really huge confirmation. So thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear from you. My point being is that the power of what you did in your community, Susan, water, no, again, no matter what you're doing, you're talking and you're bringing the power of water. And this also opens the opportunity for more conversations. Now that we've done this, let's talk about its impact on women. Now that we've done this, let's talk about, the power of water. And not the power of water, the absolute, essentialism of water. So I wanted to bring that up, and also that was it. Okay, I thank you. That was my check-in, by the way. I'm complete. So, Greta, we're going to come back to you, Karen, and then we'll hear. We lost Namrata.
Can I quickly ask how
Yeah.
long will this meeting last? Because I got to leave to the office very quickly, so I was wondering, how long
Yeah.
would that?
It's funny because our meetings are so much about this conversation, how each of our stories, and even though I say a 2-minute check-in, please, nobody gets edited because it's such important stuff. So we're going to stop at 9 o'clock, which is in 25 minutes, which means I pretty much don't have anything really that can't wait, or I can't express through an email. Let's hear from Karen. Let's hear first from Greta, and then I'll make a couple of announcements, and that should get us to 9 o'clock. And if you have to go, we'd understand the call is recorded.
What happened to Numatra Aurora?
Yeah, we're hoping she comes back, and we'll leave that
Okay.
space. And as soon as she comes back in, we'll insert her.
Okay,
So I
thank
know
you.
she said she wasn't feeling well, so we're sorry that okay. That was, yeah. Okay, Greta, are you able to safely?
Yes, good morning. I just wanted to start with a phrase that I heard Oprah use in one of her podcasts. And she was talking about how when we elevate women, we elevate humanity. And if we could only make or help all of us understand how important it is for humanity to treat women with love and respect. I did send an email out to all of you ladies last week. I hope you got it. I wanted to confirm that you got it. I want to connect with you, Sasha. And I know there were a couple of people, Nancy, there were a couple of people that I wanted to follow through, but I didn't hear from anybody. So I was wondering if you got my email. Yay, nay?
Yes, I got an email from you.
She's on the phone. So Karen received your email. I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking for the email.
Okay.
I did not get an email.
Well, you weren't.
I did not get it either.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to double check the email. Y'all got an introduction email from me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Greta, check your emails, because make sure you copy them down correctly, because I did introduce you to everybody, and everybody's emails were there. So maybe Satya said she didn't get your email. And Brenda, oh, you weren't on the call.
Well, I wasn't on the call yet as an ambassador. I feel like it would be really nice if when we got the reports, we got people's emails, that it was a string, but it normally comes from you, Sandy, and we don't have connection. So I don't know if that's something we can just do normally.
Yeah, I'll tell you why we don't. Because out of privacy, and we can't share emails when it's a condition of the business we're in. However, if everyone gives their permission, we can do that. But there are 90.
Perfect. I think.
Well, I think we
that
do
is
that all the
important.
time. We give
Yeah,
permission
I think it is
many times.
extremely important that we are able to communicate with each other and that we do have our contact information. So on the email that I sent out, which I'm going to send out again today, to make sure I reach everybody that I have their email, what I did is I included a link to a change.org. And that I have put together a petition to end the slavery of women in Saudi Arabia. It's not really a slavery, it's called male guardianship, but it's close to slavery. And I wanted to ask each and every one of you to support it if you can. I know, and I have the feeling that a lot of people are very, have fears should I say, about signing the petition. So I'm having a hard time getting
Oh,
people to sign
yes,
the
I
petition.
remember that email. Sorry, I will take my word back. I remember that seeing that email.
I don't
So
have.
I wanted to have this opportunity to talk about your fears, if there is fears, and how to overcome those fears. Because if we, the free women of the West, do not raise our voices to free these women from slavery,
Yeah.
we have no hope. So please tell me, what is the fear and how can we, because I have friends and they just, why are we having fear to support a petition that will help females? So that's my check-in.
I don't have fear. I signed it.
Beautiful.
This is
Thank you. I
Karen.
love you.
This is Karen. I received it. I don't have fear. I signed it, and I'll share it on all my social media and my accounts for you.
And Greta, thank you, Karen. I would have done the same. I haven't received it. Can you resend it? And I'll put it out to our ambassadors. It's from here. We're having confirmation from Karen, and
I did receive it. I did.
I'm sorry, not confirmation. Brenda and Susan to give out emails. If not, so just putting it. So I'll have to do. I can put out a call to our ambassadors, an email request if you would like to opt into having your emails shared across the board. I might even just, I think I'll add that to the application too. But to this point, and it's the policy of any major nonprofit, it's privacy law that we don't share emails without expressed written permission. Not even a note, yeah. So you have to actually opt in intentionally, and you have to double opt in if you're using a mail server or something. So it's not as easy as just sending an email. And we've talked about this over the years actually, about not being able to do that. And unfortunately, it's to be so easy because I want everybody, you know, remember we're spider women. We want everyone to know everybody. And so, Susan, perhaps we can have a conversation about Greta on PSSN. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was so loud. Perhaps we can have a conversation on PSSN about what Greta's asking, because it does directly relate to, the vision of that task force. So we can maybe talk about. You might want. I don't know if you're interested. We can talk about it more.
Yeah, that seems appropriate if Greta wants to join that call, which is next Wednesday.
I would love to. Absolutely. I will really love to, because I don't know if you heard about this story, but I have to share this, and it makes me cry every time I read it. This young lady from Sudan, Muslim, of course, again, she was forced into marriage. And there is a petition for that as well. She was forced into marriage, and the day of the wedding, she refused to have sex with her husband. So what the male family members pinned her down so the husband could rape her. The second day, she prepared herself. And when the guys came to hold her down, she killed her husband. She's now in jail. And now in May, she will be judged. Well, not much of a judgment. There is no lawyers or anything like that. But she will be taken to court because they want to kill her. She's 19 years old. And it breaks my heart. But by the way, that petition has 1.4 million requests. So I'm delighted to see that. But it is sad what is going on to women in the world. And it is sad that sometimes we don't know. I'm sure you didn't know about this young lady. Her name is Nora Hassan, Hassen. Most of us don't know about that. So, yeah, it would be nice to communicate some of this one, as long as we don't abuse our email. But I will send you my email. I will send you my contact information. Please share it. I'm open to sharing my information with anybody in the world. And I will send you the email again. So whichever way we decide to go, you can forward my petitions to the network and see if we can get some of this change. I know it's far, far away, but I hope we can change some of this cultural, this is institutionalized slavery. It's just wrong. That's all I have.
Thank you, Greta. That's it's heartbreaking, and thank you so much for your compassion and your passion. And Nora Hassan, may we keep her on our lips and our minds, representing all the women who don't have freedom and these inalienable rights. And so something else is being birthed here about the name Nora Hassan. I'm just downloading something. I don't know what it is, but perhaps we can keep open on wonder about what that might be and how can we honor her and start shifting the direction of the wind here, because that is a big system. The Saudi system is a big system that, like we said on last week's call, if it's going to get fixed, it's going to be women. Thank you so much, Greta. Now, I have your email address, but I did not receive the change.org. If you would send it to me, I'll put that out. I'll also give people permission to reach out to you, Karen and Brenda, additionally here. Namrata is back with us. So Namrata, we are looking forward to hearing from you. If the best you can with what voice you have left, if you are still up for it. There we go. You only need to hear me once.
Right, hi everyone. Sorry I had to drop off in the middle.
There you go. I'm just going to keep you muted on your phone, Satya, just for a moment, because
I'm going to disconnect, so I have to turn off my laptop to take it with me, but I turn on my phone, so I am still part of the meeting, but I'm just turning off all of my system because I have to be in car by it very quickly.
Okay,
sorry.
I'll unmute your phone when I'll unmute your phone so you'll be able to hear us. Okay, thank you.
Yes, but I'm listening on the phone.
Okay, bless
sorry.
You. Okay, good. Okay, Namrata, we're ready for you.
Okay, great. So I'm not sure. I think Raki and I have been alternatingly attending these meetings. So hopefully she shared a bit about the events that had happened with the Dearden Public School and at Soil. Standing for the opportunity for having 3 of our members here participate in the Women's Economic Forum. They got a speaking opportunity and they were quite thrilled about it. As Raki has also sent the email, as of now, I think the team is looking at participating in the Compassionate Schools Conference happening near Mumbai in a place called Panchadani. So Raki is going to be representing the Charter for Compassion in India and also the SEE curriculum bit. So just in case that hasn't been formally shared, she will be now leading the education sector for India. And as you know, most of the work we have been doing in India has been in the space of education. So that puts a lot of work on her shoulders, but thankfully we've got a great team going and lovely work is happening. About the conference, I'm still honestly digesting a lot of what I experienced in that week, starting with the Jewish Seder that I was a part of a day before the conference started. And the passing of Polly Higgins on the day of Easter, who was supposed to be one of the keynote speakers. And she was fighting for nature's rights, to spending some time chatting with Charles Eisenstein and Vandana Shiva, and with the Pachamama Alliance, with the work that reconnects with, lots of common connections out there. There were indigenous people from New Zealand. There was a lady from Australia who was living in a forest. There were people who were just living a life walking bare feet. I made a good friend there who is from Germany, and I was introducing her as the person who cycled for 2 months to come to Findhorn, and she stayed there for a few months. And she's now taken a vow not to fly again to help address climate change. So, yeah, I mean, it was very, very fulfilling, very deeply moving, and very rich set of experiences, uh, along with the very scenic setting with Findhorn, beautiful place with the lovely beach and dunes nearby. And we are all, participants are all connected through an app. So my workshop went well, and it was also recorded, which is available to the participants who had signed up. And we are all now connected on the app to discuss how we can take things forward and bring things to life. So those were the key updates from my end.
Thank you so much, Amrita, for sharing that. Do you want to just say, or maybe put in the chat window, the name of the conference that you were at? Thank you. It's ccc19.org, and which stands for, hold on a moment, Climate Change and Consciousness, Our Legacy for the Earth, an international conference at Findhorn, Scotland. And congratulations for that and everything that you've done, and thank you for that. And I invite, oh, you were there with Shateska Martinez.
Well, Shateska couldn't show up at the last minute, and he canceled out, but we listened to his keynote speech live on Skype, and I found that extremely inspiring. He was kind of burnt out with all the travel he had been doing, and we had a really good discussion after that with the youth and how they were feeling with all that was going on in the space of climate change, and some intergenerational dialogues, and
yeah,
very
thank
interesting
you.
stuff.
I will share that with the rest of the community, the Ambassdor community. And also thank you for reminding everyone about C curriculum, social emotional learning curriculum. And that is free. And it's, I believe, what, a 10-hour course? No.
6 hours.
Oh, it's a 6-hour course, and it's not, I haven't taken, I'm waiting to get through CIT right now, so, but it's there.
I'm taking it right now.
Yeah, well, why don't you check in, but would you mind starting with telling us how that's going? And then
it's going great. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really excited about bringing it to, I've created kind of a all around make friends with people that you don't have the same beliefs summer camp through music and the mystery of our existence. I'm talking to our local organizations here and our yoga studio to teach a summer camp that's going to be Make Friends. We just launched my song that I wrote, There Are Angels Everywhere, on the Alexa. Alexa is now My Angel Prayer, and I'm going to be doing a My Angel Prayer for Children on Alexa, and we're working with all types of organizations to help them get onto Alexa also, so that we can put conscious, compassionate, kind content in every living room, home, car, everywhere. I had a really wonderful girl just reach out to me. I want to share who she is. She's Miss Texas, but she's going to be Miss America, and her campaign is Compassion is Contagious.
Oh.
And she reached out to me, and I'm going to reach back to her. I'm going to have a meeting with her this week to talk to her. And she would like to collaborate with the charter and with all of us to help to expand her reach and her message. of compassion is contagious. And you guys know kindness changes everything. So she loved my kindness changes everything musical idea. I've written a full musical called Kindness Changes Everything, how to make Golden Rule Day every day. And so this beautiful girl, I think, could be a real segue into what Greta was just sharing about, because she's only 19 also. And look at the opportunities that she has, you know, and how can we have those kind of opportunities for women who don't have a voice? How can we, you know, I just feel like that could be a really interesting, like you said, you felt that divine little vibration when you heard her name. I felt that same thing when you were saying that. And then I started thinking about how Hannah had just reached out to me about this. And so, so checking in, I had an amazing, wonderful, insanely beautiful meeting with my councilwoman, Karen Waite. She is very much on board with doing a women leadership, kind of having a women's leadership conference here in Solvang. And so, Sandy, I think that we could definitely talk about that. And Brenda, I think we could definitely talk about that. I'm very excited because they're very much on board with being a compassionate city. I'm meeting with the superintendent and the principal about Solvang becoming a compassionate school. And so just great things happening here. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to have so much support with finally our local government. So I have one of our councilmen has been contacting me and saying that he would like to learn about how to do these circles. So it's really exciting. It's just really exciting. Great things are happening. And Greta, I really do support you. And I really do want to, I did sign the petition and I will share it out. I also want to see if we can get more young women involved in understanding about what's happening in other countries. So I'm going to invite Hannah to be an ambassador here.
Beautiful. Oh,
That is absolutely awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And if anybody wants to learn more about the Alexa skill to get their message out there, just email me. I put my email address in here. Everyone, anybody who's here, any of the ambassadors, email me anything. If you want me to help you with cross-promoting something, if you want me to help you with any of your projects that you have going on, just email me, because I'm honored and grateful to assist and to support everything that's going on. I really, really feel this strong, this Charter for Water, this really strong children's series that I want to do with you, Sandy and Brenda, and with the grandparents, with the grandmothers, and with Chief Phil Lane Jr. and with Lila June and Satya. You know, I mean, there's just so much that we can do together. So, you know, that's what it's all about. I mean, just we can do so much more together than we can on our own. And it was only an illusion that we were on our own anyway. We're all in this together, no matter what country we're in or what our situation is. That makes me sick to my stomach to think that a family would hold a woman down and have her be raped. It just makes me sick to my stomach. I'm a survivor of rape, so I know what that horrid experience is with one person. I can't even imagine. I can't even bring to my heart to think of what it would be like to have that happening as a gang of people doing that. It's just too much to even comprehend. So Greta, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm really, really supportive of that.
Thank you. And I will send you the information about Nora. I will definitely share that with everybody.
Let's get her campaign going. Let's do this. Compassion is contagious, and this is compassion for her, right? Let's do that.
Perhaps let's have a conversation about how the charter, because, you know, remember, if we're to affect the system, it's going to take everybody, right? It's going to take all the sectors. It's not just the women and girls sector. It's not just social justice, restorative justice, government. It's not that, it's everything. And what can we do to leverage our network to get this awareness, the Nora effect?
I know We the World will be on board with that too, because I am the We the World representative for the sector of women and children.
Yes, you are. You're amazing. So for those of you who are listening to the recording and did not see, and Karen is pleading you to reach out to her to help her support you. Her email address is Karen, KarenSyv @yahoo.com. That's for those of you who are listening.
And I just posted in the angel prayer. You can go to my angel prayer to get the Alexa skill. You can get, all you have to do is download it. You can download it on your iPad. You can download it on your Kindle Fire. You can download it on your Alexa. And like I said, it's a free app that you can get, and you just say my angel prayer, and you'll get a beautiful angel prayer that you can say. I'd like an angel prayer. My angel song is being used as the launch song, and it's also going to be used as their podcast. They have a podcast called How to Connect with Angels, and my song is going to be used for the podcast theme song.
Well, seeing that we're at the top of the hour, and that was such a beautiful and empowering and catalytic.
Well, when I look at where I've come from to where I am now, it's unrecognizable. The person that I was when I was 19 to who I am now is like, I really want to help that girl. She shouldn't be in jail.
I will definitely be sending information about her. Thank you, Karen. You have no idea how grateful I am to have been able
It's
to
all
connect
divine,
with you.
you know. These are all divine assignments. There is no accident when we hear these things and it touches our heart the way it does. That means that we're being called. It's our call.
And they need us. They really need us. But thank you. Thank you. We'll continue this. This is beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. I think I know that there's something we can do to leverage our network. And then Karen, of course, you multiply that tenfold, and we can produce something really, really important.
I love that idea. I really do. And this girl who just reached out to me, I think she'll be really on top of that too, because she'll have a real vocal point and she'll have a real platform for compassion.
You know, the Lord may have a message here, because she's 19 and Nora is 19. I mean, like you said, how amazing is that? A 19-year-old advocating for another 19-year-old. This is a God's blessing opportunity. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's talk about this. Karen, I'm going to put you a little on the spot, if you don't mind. Would you sing us out with your angel prayer song? Would you rather I didn't, or do you have a recording I can play, or would you rather?
I do have. I don't have a recording of it that you can play, but I'd be happy to sing it.
Oh, you would? Okay,
and
good.
I do have the recording I can send, and you can send it out if you'd like to send it out. I can.
Yeah.
I don't have it right here, but I can get it.
Yeah. Just so I can add it and share it with everybody.
Okay.
All right, everybody. And we'll just end the call with this. So thank you all for your wisdom and your blessing and your enormous hearts, your intention, your prayers, your blessings, and your palms together. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you.
We had an angel-thon yesterday. It was May 1st, and we did an angel-thon, 12 hours of angel practitioners from all over the world. We started in Australia, and we came all the way around the world, New Zealand. We went to all around the world for 12 hours, and it was incredible. And I hosted and produced the event, so with John Raymer.
I'd love to join you next time on that.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I'd love that too. So, it's just opening all kinds of doors. Everything is just flying open right now. So there are angels everywhere. There are angels everywhere. Angels who care. We know that you're there, and we always share. There are angels everywhere. Trust, feel, allow, then you know how to connect with us now. There are angels everywhere. We're your friends, we're everywhere. We know how much you care, and we're always there. That was a gift from the angels to me, to help me remember that they're always there, and to help get that message to the masses so that we can have more angelic help on our planet.
That was so beautiful. I really felt wrapped up in angel wings. Thank you.
Yeah, and when you go to Alexa, you just go to My Angel Prayer, and I'm working with the founder of My Angel Prayer to create My Angel Prayer for children and for families and for animal lovers. It's going to be just like the chicken soup for the soul of Alexa.
That is wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Yes, you guys too. Love you.
Love you.
Thank
so
you.
I'll invite Hannah to
everyone.
come to the next meeting, hopefully next week, right? You want me to run next week, you said, right?
We're going to run next week. It's going to be set up. It's going to automatically be recorded. Okay.
Okay, perfect. And you'll send out an email to everybody with the link?
Yes, I'll send out everybody. Is there?
All you need to send me is the password and the email for signing in for the Zoom account. I know how to do everything else.
So I would like, perhaps you can send me a couple of things you would like to encourage. Of course, as you can tell, much of our calls are about the power of our check-in.
Yeah.
It needs to be more agenda heavy, and
If you have something you want on the agenda, just email it to me too.
What's on the agenda is what you want to bring to it.
Well, I'm going to try and get Hannah in here.
Okay.
I'm going to try my best.
I'll just say, come prepared to be amazed by the Miss Karen Palmer, and whatever you decide, but you are trusted in the space of, within the realm of the compassion, the Charter for Compassion Women and Girls sector.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you. See you guys all next week.
Okay,
Great.
everybody.
Have a great week.
Bye.
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 Bye.